In the skies above New Jersey, even here in California, people are seeing and reporting drones. The aerial devices are lurking over neighborhoods and sensitive areas. Everyone wants to know who's responsible. President-elect Trump weighing in on this today.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
All right, it's unclear whether that statement is true. Global security expert Hal Kempfer is here now live with me to discuss the drone dilemma, the drone mystery. I am so intrigued by all of this. Good to see you. I first want to get your reaction to what you just heard President-elect Trump say. Does the government know? Does the military know? And they're just playing hush about this?
Well, it very well may. You got to remember, he's president-elect. He gets classified briefings from the intelligence community, and whereas he probably wouldn't be at liberty to, certainly being the president-elect, he's not at liberty to declassify the specifics of what he hears, but he probably could say what he said, which is the government does know, and the government may know quite a bit about where these drones are coming from. Certainly John Kirby's talked about today, and he said it could be a mix of commercial drones, hobbyist drones, also law enforcement drones, which that's been a huge increase area. And then there's other things out there, misidentifications of aircraft, helicopters, fixed wing, all sorts of stuff. So it's very well true. He may actually say the government does know, and I'm sure the government does know a lot. It's been perplexing as to why they have been a little reluctant to be more forthcoming.
Yeah,
on a lot.
I mean, there have been some reported sightings in New Jersey where I've heard residents say that these drones, they're not small. Some reported being the size of small vehicles. Former governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie, he was on a Sunday show yesterday saying that he saw a drone over his own house. Today, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, he was saying that the states need to have the ability to counter the drone activity on their own and not wait for a federal response. Do you agree that states should have the power to shoot down the drones?
It would be a huge change, and I don't know if the states are ready to take over airspace control. There are, as you know, with my background, airspace control, controlling fixed wing rotor aircraft, drones, everything has been a big part of what I did in the Marine Corps. And actually, I'm a little concerned with giving this over to the states. I'm just not sure that they're ready to go. And then, of course, I see where state jurisdictions on airspace could start interfering with federal jurisdiction on airspace, and it would all be great until you have some sort of horrible calamity in the sky. So I think there's a lot of reasons why they may want to withhold that, but they probably need to work more with state and local authorities on this, and they need to have a faster response time. That doesn't mean shooting drones out of the skies. There's a lot of issues that go with that, but certainly in being able to identify this, whatever these aircraft are, very quickly.
Yeah, and then also, Hal, if foreign actors are involved, does the United States not look weak by essentially taking no action? And this reminds me of the spy balloons that we saw almost 2 years ago, where it took a long time for action to be taken. Do we look weak when we don't do anything about this, if in fact foreign actors are involved?
Marla, that's a great analogy, and that's been brought up many times. It does remind everyone of the spy balloons because it looked like we were kind of not paying attention to it or not getting serious about it until really it became a media focus, which kind of forced it. Looked like, at least the appearance was, it forced the federal government to do something about it. Same thing here. It looks like even if it's not a foreign actor, but if it is a foreign actor, just our inability to respond well. I mean, these are gaps, huge gaps in our regulatory environment, our operational environment, and dealing with drones. And frankly, even if it wasn't a state actor, they're probably looking at this saying, there's really a big gap here. We might be able to exploit that for some sort of nefarious purpose. So yes, we're looking bad across the world. But then I would say other countries like Germany and UK are having the same issue, so we're not alone. in that looking bad camp, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, you did point out there are some misidentifications, and certainly you can look up and you can see a bunch of planes landing or on their way to land at LAX and misidentify them. But when there are so many of these sightings reported all across our nation now, I feel like something needs to be done. Always great to talk to you, Hal Kempfer, global security expert. No doubt you're probably going to tackle this on your podcast. Quick shout out to your podcast before I say goodbye.
Strat, S-T-R-A-T, and it's on obviously Apple, Spotify, Captivate, and most major podcast platforms.
Okay, very good, Hal. Thanks so much. Have a great night.